Okay, we're back. Just making sure we were recording everything. Not sure where we left off, but Iran sends all these missiles. They all get smacked down. They specifically start targeting. I mean, they're aiming for the Iron Dome, so I think that they would kind of hope that more missiles would land, but they also had to know that just nothing was going to happen with all that. But I guess they could have done way worse. If we look at a map, there was another map of this that I saw. But you got Iran, Tehran, capital, Israel, Jerusalem. Lots of the missiles seemingly came from even from places like Yemen. I'm not sure about Oman, Iran, and not so much like Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, and their small little Iranian-backed forces around there. So a lot of missiles traveled all the way. I mean, that's 300 miles. So, I mean, that's give that over 1,000. The fastest ballistic missiles I'm thinking are 2,500 miles, which is crazy fast. But say it's just 2,000 miles over that, you get a significant amount of headway before anything hits or lands. But they could have launched more closer to here, just immediate. But many missiles came from all around. I think mostly Iran and Yemen, maybe Iraq. I'm not sure. Also, reports are in that Iran has then just sprinted anti-air measures into Tehran to protect the capital. And then they start talking the biggest game. The biggest game. Interesting. They start saying if the U.S. jumps in, we're prepared to hit, U.S.-based stuff. If anybody else jumps in, if anybody allows or approves airspace travel, so anything between them from Israel, so Jordan, Syria, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, any of them, Syria, if any of them approve airspace travel of a retaliatory attack, because usually you give them a heads up, you don't just launch missiles, especially if you're Iran. Plenty of them failed actually and still landed back in their own territory, these missiles, which is also embarrassing. Goes to show you how bad their technology is. But anybody that approves that is going to get a retaliatory attack from Iran. If the U.S. backs them or sends stuff in, retaliatory attack from Iran. Last I heard, we still have, I don't know if it's the forward aircraft carrier, but something major. We have a huge warship in here, probably several, and probably also our allies as well. I'm sure stuff's cooking up in Turkey too. I was interested about this. Israel. Did I spell Israel with two L's? Israeli. Never mind. Israeli occupied with... That doesn't make sense. Israel occupied with current status subject to the Israeli-Palestinian interim agreement. Permanent status to be determined through further negotiations. Okay. I guess they don't necessarily have anything. Mark for event. They get the West Bank and the... Oh yeah, Gaza Strip. Never mind. That's right there. The 1950 Israeli proclamation that Jerusalem be the national capital is not recognized by the United States. Let's look that up while we're here. But Iran starts talking a big game to everybody, saying, F around and find out, which is crazy. I guess in here it just mentions... I want to see the capital. The UN partition plan. Did they approve that? Given a mandate for Palestine. Suggested partitioning mandate Palestine to an Arab state and a Jewish state was rejected as unworkable. And another revolt. Interesting. UN administration. Tel Aviv, Jaffa. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, that makes sense. Gaza Strip. I assume West Bank. Okay. Well, that's all something. I cannot believe the crap talking Iran's been doing to everybody, though. Dude, I'm surprised there's that many cities there that you can see from here. Avaz, Bakhtaran, Arik, Tehran. Those have all got to just suck. Lake Umin. That's getting a little blurry, but Azerbaijan, Turkmenistan, UAE de facto boundary. Interesting stuff, but I mean, they just start talking crap to everybody. Say it. Everyone thinks that they're just grandstanding for the Muslim world, saying like, "Hey, look, we did something. We launched 300 rockets. Didn't work out that well, so don't get too mad at us." But then they go out and just talk a big old game to everybody, especially the U.S. Should we look up? I don't want to get rude or anything, but 60% of the economy is absolutely nothing. Agricultural sector. They have a Tehran stock exchange. A little conversion going on. I wonder how much was 100% decline I'm already seeing. Alright, buddy, let's load. Okay, we'll give that a second to load. But, I mean, if they have 5 billion, if they have 10 billion in their... That's got to be aiming so high. If they have 5 billion in their military, I'd be surprised. Actually, maybe not, because there's billions just in the West Bank, Hamas, funding the rockets, everything. Line, what are we working here? Oh yeah, billion. So their entire GDP. Oh, it peaked. Not even a trillion. Yikes. So I know they're at 500 billion total. 14 billion, 18 billion. Those are all interesting. Tonga. Literally in the millions. Yeah. 26 trillion. Sorry, guys. That is such a big gap. Yep. Big dogs. Big dogs. Kind of big dogs. Trail it off. All oil money. Wow. Stern warning to everybody. Abdulzaval Amui cautioned if Israel chooses to respond, Tehran stands ready to employ a previously undisclosed weapon. I mean, is that the biggest bluff, or are they saying that they got nukes? I mean, don't do it. Israel has plutonium. Number of Israeli plutonium weapons. Not only do they have plutonium weapons active, they have a stockpile. Widely believed. 90 and 400. Oh, balls. Yeah, I mean, you're a grenade throw away. You're a catapult length away. The Israelis don't F around with inventing things either. I mean, they've invented a severe amount of military technology. Like, they are good at that. They have... If it's just 2, they're done. Wow, they destroyed nuclear reactors in Iraq and Syria. Nuclear reactors. So yeah, they know they want to be the big dogs. Thank goodness. And you got one Western country in this. I mean, does anywhere here seem safe besides, where's Dubai? Right there. Nope, right there. Possibly Dubai. Maybe parts of Greece. But yeah. Big bark. Hopefully not a big bite. Hopefully it doesn't go any farther from there. That's the biggest news we have. Besides Republicans in the House and Senate being idiots. But let's not look at macro. Let's look at our commodities. Natural gas. Here's the thing. Good reminder. Strait of Hormuz. The sheer percentage of liquefied natural gas in crude oil, believe, is unbelievable. It's at least a quarter. It's around a quarter. World's most important oil artery. Oil tankers, some 80 million. I literally thought it said trillion, or 20% of liquid natural gas, LNG. Oh, no way. A third, 33% of liquid natural gas. Why? If all these countries, I mean, another third has got to be, not third, but pretty close. At least a quarter's got to be coming from Russia. Narrowest is 21 miles. At least that's a plus. Oil pipelines, I mean, that would be great for them just to not be worried about what literally borders Iran. But if they could pump, if they have a deep water port over here and they could get big tankers or pump them across, collect everything else, I mean, that's just terrifying. A fifth of the world's, oh, it's getting worse. And it's only 20%. Total oil consumption passes through the strait on a daily basis. 20 million barrels per day. Crude oil, condensate, and oil products. My gosh, what's the highest? July 2022. Say what, 23, 22 million going through? I'm curious what. Iraq, Iran, Qatar. Oh, it's Qatar. It's Qatar. Man, that's impressive. Qatar's a country only because it does that. Based in Bahrain. Wow, we have a whole fleet around there. Thank goodness. Keep that open. But anyways, because of that, I mean, day of, everything went down. Let's see, liquid natural gas. You see the price freaked out. Because let's see, today's the 17th. So this is, we'll just go 5 days. Yep, so see, that'll do it. People get a little worried. Let's see. Opened 1.9, closed 1.9. That's not what I'm looking for. So it went from 184, 192. I mean, a solid jump for a third of the world's production going through there. So you have that. We'll sort this. Let's see, silver 6 months, up a quarter. That's probably not the best way to phrase it. Up 23%. Popping at 28. Still not close to, I see it's all time. Even in the 80s when it hit. But it was right there, looking at the 40s. High of 48. And in 2024, we're at 28. I mean, that is a major industrial metal. Gold just going ham. The thing is with gold is it's such a large, it's in the multi-trillion-dollar market cap as far as an industry. Asia stocks makes a soaring dollar pauses. Okay. So 20% on that is such an insane amount of money. I'm probably going to have to add Bitcoin to this just to check on it. I hate to call it a commodity. I'll literally change the name just to be safe. Uranium. Nothing super crazy. 50% on the year. Oh, I guess. Oh, it's just an ETF, so it's not. I don't even know how you necessarily price that. I'm not sure how much there is. Copper. Starting off at 3.6. We at 4.6. 4.3. I mean, so that's up a huge chunk. And these are just CFDs on it. U.S. oil. Let's see in the 5 days. Oh. Wow. Must just be soaring dollar when you get the DXY in here. It's not a commodity, I know, but we're adding it. A Bitcoin, ugh. If you haven't been paying attention, that's bad. 6 months, 100%. 1 month, now let's just go 5 days. I don't understand why Iran sending missiles just tanked Bitcoin, but we went from 71, not I, 71 to 60. I mean, were we above 62? No. I mean, it got down into the 50s. That's ridiculous. Bitcoin is solamente speculation. It is, air quote, commoditized emotion. But on the 6 months, you're good. But I mean, even then, if you want to look at the energy sector, literally NRG. Am I tripping? Overview? Thank you. 1 year, you could get 100% the energy sector as well. With a $15 billion company that just majorly does electricity production and transport in Texas and like the Northeast. So ridiculous. Gold, copper, did that. Oil. Let's see these. 10-year note. 108. Just red. We'll just look here. Bunch of red. They're all doing fine in the 6 months though. DXY. See, this is what's interesting on the surging dollar. Yeah. Wow. Goodness, that's holding up. So that'll do it. And what do we have here? Just light crude. I don't really care about light crude though. They can leave. That's all interesting. On to the interest rates. Speaking of, obviously unlikely to fall this year. You can't drop them. And just the velocity of money itself. Thank you, Straight Vermouth Statistics. Number of times one unit of currency is to purchase goods and services within a given time period. So in 1 week, how many times are you just blowing through $1? So you make $1 at your work and you go spend it, and that business, it spends it. And it goes into someone else's account, and then they spend it. How many times is that dollar used? Technically could be slower when interest rates are higher because somebody parks it in their savings account. And they're getting whatever their higher percentages on that. I mean, we're nowhere near what it should be, but I mean, economy running too hot and cold. It's so flippin' hot right now. Past 2 weeks, annual consumer price inflation in March, 3.5, higher than expected. That's BS. 0.7. Jerome Powell, Fed Chairman, battle against inflation taking longer than expected. Crank it, dude. Just crank it. They're kind of going crazy. United States, thanks Fed. Bunch of crap, 5.5. Holding steady there. So I mean, if you're nice, you're getting mortgages in the 6s. I mean, you can't. You lower it, you just shake the economy again. You got to slow the entire thing down. The global south. Yikes. Oh, God. Force alone cannot bring security. Dude, the Romans were in charge for a very long time. And it was... yeah. Unlikely. I mean, that's one way to put it. Crank them. Let everybody get a big chunk in their savings, or a big percentage in their savings. You'll slow inflation, so the real rate will go up when they park their money. Put a fat stack of money in your savings, and keep building that on your investment accounts. Let everything cool off, and all the once there's profit, we realize the money will float to it anyways. That's basically it. That's what we want to see. Honestly, who manages a fear gauge? All about AI, big shock. When Fed pivots to rate cuts, says Wells Fargo. When? Fourth straight supply deficit, supply and demand. Bitcoin getting crushed by it. Quite a lot. Guys, we got to see. If you haven't heard, Costco's been selling gold bars. And by selling, I mean basically just transporting to consumers. I think it's, you only buy online anyways. And I mean, they are gone. Cast its spell in consumer in a variety of ways. 200 million a month. Dude. Whoever's minting those. Low price realtor joined 3 decades ago. Should have bought stock. Who barely uses their air fryer? Third pack delivery, they have the same item among Costco shoppers. That is for sure 200 million. Redonkulous. Divided by, say gold, it's 2,400. They're selling, well, that's a perfect number. I'll show you one in a second. 84,000 ounces a month. Wow. I mean, what if gold was just, what if they were doing that when it was at 1,900 for a while? Wow. But if you take 83,000 times by 12, if you make that every month, you make $1 million. What a great number. Anyways, things are getting crazy. Please, please pick up the interest rates. Quit kicking the can down the road. Yeah, interest rates, keep those going up. Iran, chill out so you can still stay a country. And it's that guy right there. Ugh. See how things goes. Things are picking up. Have fun. Buy some gold from Costco. Get a Costco membership. Quit using your credit card. We'll see you guys next time. Love, peace, and chicken grease.